Hi Year 5, welcome back to another maths lesson. Today it is your reasoning lesson. So it's a little bit like problem solving. It's that time where you have to really explain how you know an answer can be possibly correct. So I've got two words in bold here in the middle of our page, odd and even. Now, I know you know these words, okay, so just think for a second, what's an odd number? What's an even number? And hopefully you have said that an odd number is a number which ends with 1, 3, 5, 7 or 9. And there's some examples there. And an even number ends in 0, 2, 4, 6 and 8. And just take a look for a moment here at my Numicon pieces. What do you notice about all the odd numbers? What do you notice about all of the even numbers? Hopefully you'll have noticed that all the even numbers are like perfect rectangles, or in the case of the 4 here, a square. And all of the odd numbers have got like a little bit that sticks out. So the even numbers, each of the dots are paired. The odd numbers, most of them are paired, but there's always one left on the end without a partner. And that is that difference between those odd and even numbers. So I'm sure you remember, even numbers can be shared, can be halved, so it can be split between two, and you'll get an even number each, an equal number each. Whereas an odd number, if I tried to share that between two, I'd always have one left over. And sometimes, some of you might have heard Mrs. Saleh say this before, you see that always every individual piece of an even number has got a friend, whereas the poor old odd numbers, always one of them gets left out. So take a quick look at my 4 numbers here. Can you say these numbers out loud? And can you decide which ones are odd and which ones are even? Pause the video and have a go. Okay, hopefully you have come back and hopefully you have said this. So I've got my odd numbers over here. So I had 87,861. That one was odd, and there it is in words to help you. And 941,723. That one was odd as well. And then over here, your even numbers, you've got 1,835,698 and 2,021,586. How did I know they were odd over here? Well, because this one ends in a 1, this one ends in a 3. Even over here ends in an 8 and ends in a 6. Okay, so it's all about the ones digit. Okay, what is the ones digit? And that tells if they're odd or even. If you ask someone who goes, I'd still need a bit of practice, and sometimes I do get these bits wrong, you can always go to my link at the bottom of the screen, and you can have a go at playing the odds and evens coconut game, just to give you just a little bit of extra practice. Okay, otherwise though, let's get on with our main part of today's task. I want to know what happens when I add 2 even numbers together. Have a think about it. So I'm thinking, do I get an even answer or do I get an odd answer? So even plus even, will it be odd? Will it be even? Will it always be the same? Well, we need to do a bit of exploring. So my first thoughts with this question would be, I know 2 plus 2 is 4. I know 6 plus 4 is 10. Well, in both cases they're even numbers, and you probably be able to think of all sorts of other quick mental maths facts where you would find 2 even numbers, add them together, what do you get? Well, I could do 4 plus 4, that's 8. 4 plus 2, that's 6. Each time I keep getting an even number. And then I've tried a larger question, so 124 adds 628. And I've quickly then added that in my head, and I've gone 600 and 100, that's 700. 740, 748. Add on the 4, 752. It's still even. I feel like I've got enough proof now because I've done it 3 times, plus a couple of extra times that I just said out loud. So I think an even number plus an even number will always be an even number. My Numicon can help me to just explain why again as well. If you just have a quick look, when I've got 2 and I've got another 2, they've always got that friend, remember? So it's making the 4. There's no extra piece kind of sticking out at the end here. There's always a partner for each individual piece. Same with the 4 and the 6. And because they're already even numbers, when I put them together, there wasn't that extra odd one there. And then the 124 and 628, well, it would have taken me forever to make the 120 and the 620. And I thought the most important part, of course, is the ones, because it's the ones that tell me if it's odd or even. And here, the ones would add up to make 12, still an odd number. So then I thought, right, what happens if I add two odd numbers together? So that is, do I get an even number? Do I get an odd number as my answer? Odd plus odd. Pause the video and just have a quick explore. Okay, so let's have a quick look at this together now then. I've got 7 add 5, that equals 12. 3 add 9, that also equals 12. So you'll notice so far I've got two odds each time, and each time it makes an even number. So I've tried a large example again, just to check that it works all the time. And I've done 121, odd, add 393, also odd. And I do that and I add them together, I've got 490. That's going to make up to 500, 510, 503, 504, 514 even. Okay, so that again is another even number. So that seems to me then to mean that an odd number plus an odd number will always give me an even number. I hope that's what you found too, because again my Numicon can help me to explain why. Look here, I've got 7, I've got 5, and can you see each time you've got that extra one sticking out? So of course when you put the two numbers together, suddenly they've got their partner. Okay, they've got that one that you could share between two again. Same here with the 3 and the 9. And then here, you could almost just see how that one could just slot in here to make that even number when I've just taken away the ones here, the 1 and the 3. So what happens then? How do I manage to get an odd number as an answer? Because so far I've done even plus even, and that's given me an even answer. And I've done an odd number plus an odd number, and that's given me an even answer as well. So how would I get an odd number? Pause the video and just have a think about that for just a moment. Can you work it out? Do you already know? Well, I did this. I did 5 plus 4, that equals 9. 6 plus 1, that equals 7. You see what I'm doing here? I've got an odd number and an even number. That gives me an odd number. 14 add 7 again, even add odd. 21, another odd number answer. So I believe that odd plus even will always give me an odd number. And again, I can prove it here if you look at my Numicon. When I've put the 5 and the 4 together, I've got this gap, and I've got the 6 and the 1. I've got another gap there, and then the 14, is over here. All of this together, and the 7, still got that gap there. So I've never got that extra one to add into the evens, because my even number, that already made an even number, didn't it, on its own? Now, your task. Links to some of the multiplication we've been doing. Here are your statements. Even times even equals something. Odd times odd equals something. Even times odd equals even times odd times even times odd times odd, and then even times odd times odd. I'd like to know, please, each time, for every statement, will the answer be odd or will the answer be even? For every single calculation, I'd like you to give me 3 examples to prove that your answer must be correct. You've really got to convince me, yourselves, maybe someone at home, that you have got that correct. Okay, so really check them carefully. And I hope you enjoy exploring. If you finish that, there is a little extension, and you can use your work from the previous page to predict whether the answers to these questions will be odd or even, and then have a go at calculating them. What is the final answer? Take a look inside the Google Drive folder once you've had a go, because you will find some answers in there to help you to check your work. However, make sure you wait till you've had a go at the task first, no peeking at those answers. I hope you enjoy exploring our reasoning task today, and I look forward to seeing how well you've got on. Speak to you soon. Bye.